From the outside, helicopter pilots look like they have the dream job. Blue skies, open rotors, freedom. But when you fly for EMS, every second can save a life. A car crash on a mountain, a patient trapped in a remote location. The alarm goes off. The helicopter roars. And the clock starts ticking. The job isn't just flying. It's reading the terrain, monitoring vitals, coordinating with ground teams, and making life-or-death decisions in real time. And the first thing you learn? The helmet you wear isn't just protection. It's responsibility. The headset you put on carries every instruction. The flight bag holds the tools that save lives. This is every level of EMS helicopter pilot life. From the first day in training, to the moment a patient's life depends on your skill. But before the emergency calls, before the rotor wash hits the road, before a patient's life depends on your landing, you start in training. At Level 1, you are a rotor trainee. Helicopter flight school. Ground lessons. Emergency procedures. Simulator hours. Hover practice. Instructor corrections that come faster than your confidence can keep up. Your pay at this stage can sit around $35,000 to $50,000 a year. But the first thing you learn is not the salary. It is respect. Because a helicopter does not fly like a dream. It fights you. The pedals want attention. The collective changes everything. The cyclic never stops demanding tiny corrections. And the moment you get sloppy, the aircraft tells you immediately. This is where people realize helicopter flying is not glamorous. It is precision. It is discipline. It is learning to stay calm inside a machine that never fully forgives laziness. And the helmet you wanted because it looked heroic starts feeling like something else. A warning. Then the logbook fills. You step into the cockpit for the first time without an instructor breathing down your neck. At Level 2, you are a junior pilot. The hours you fly now are your own, but every decision counts. Your pay rises to $40,000 to $60,000 a year, but money is meaningless if you make a mistake mid-air. The sky is wide. The helicopter feels small. Every stick input, every pedal push, every trim adjustment can tip the balance. You monitor the instruments like your life depends on it. Because, in a way, it does. ATC radios crackle. You call positions. You calculate fuel burn, track winds, and run weight and balance checks. Every takeoff feels heavier than the last. Every landing feels like a test of your control, precision, and nerve. Your logbook becomes sacred. Each hour recorded is proof that you survived the sky, and that one day those hours will save someone's life. The helmet, headset, and flight bag lie ready beside you. Silent reminders. One day, a patient's life will depend on your skill, your calm, and your every choice. This is where the dream of saving lives begins. In the sweat, the focus, and the relentless hours of junior flight. Then the first EMS mission approaches. And for the first time, a patient's life depends on the skill you built 1 hour at a time. At Level 3, you enter medical transport. You are still new, still learning the rhythm of the EMS crew. But the aircraft feels different now. Because behind your seat, there is no tourist, no student, no cargo. There is a patient, someone's father, someone's daughter, someone who was having a normal day before everything changed. Your pay can move into the $65,000 to $90,000 a year range. But the number is not what you feel when the dispatch call comes in. You feel the clock. The medical crew checks oxygen, monitors, medication kits, straps, and trauma bags. You check weather, fuel, weight, landing zone details, and hospital routing. Dispatch gives coordinates. The headset comes on. The rotor starts turning. And suddenly, your job is not just to fly. It is to give the medical team time. A smooth approach gives them stability. A safe landing gives them access. A good route gives the patient minutes they may not have. And that is when you realize, in EMS aviation, the helicopter is not just an aircraft. It is a moving emergency room, and you are responsible for getting it there alive. Then the missions get harder. The landing zones stop looking like helipads and start looking like roads, fields, rooftops, and places no pilot would choose unless someone needed them there. At level 4, you are flying independently. Your pay can rise to $90,000 to $140,000 per year. But money cannot measure the pressure when you hover over a highway, wind gusts shaking the aircraft, or a mountaintop landing with a patient waiting. Every rotor beat matters. Every movement of the collective changes the approach. The patient is still behind you. The medical crew relies on your smooth, precise handling. Dispatch radios crackle with updates. Weather, ground access, roadblocks. You calculate the safest path. You adjust altitude constantly. You monitor wind, terrain, and rotor wash. And when the helicopter touches down, every second counts for the patient, the crew, and yourself. This is not a glamorous flight anymore. It is life or death work disguised as motion in the sky. Your helmet, your headset, your flight bag, they are no longer props. They are lifelines. Then the missions grow darker, literally. At level 5, you are a senior EMS pilot. You fly when others wouldn't even consider taking off. Night, fog, wind gusts, storm clouds, none of it stops the call. Your pay rises to $120,000 to $180,000 a year, but that doesn't make the risk any smaller. The patient is still behind you. The medical crew still relies on your smooth hands. Dispatch updates stream over your headset. Road blocked. Alternate landing zone. You calculate weight, fuel, wind, and terrain in real time. The rotor is your only partner in the dark. Every instrument is your lifeline. And in those moments, you realize, courage is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to make the right call while the storm is trying to break your helicopter and your nerve. Then you move from surviving the storm to protecting the crew before the mission even starts. At level 6, you become a lead EMS pilot, a base safety officer. Your pay can rise into the $140,000 to $200,000 a year range. But now, the job is not just about how well you fly. It is about whether the whole base is ready to fly safely. You review weather before anyone gets excited by the call. You check aircraft readiness before the rotor ever turns. You brief the medical crew on hazards they may not see. Wires near the landing zone, wind shifting through a valley, fog forming over the hospital pad, a storm cell moving faster than dispatch expected. And sometimes the hardest decision is not launching. It is saying no. Because in EMS, urgency can become dangerous. Everyone wants to reach the patient. The nurse, the paramedic, dispatch, the family waiting at the hospital. But if the crew does not come home, the mission has failed. At this level, leadership means protecting people from the pressure to be heroic. Because the best EMS pilot is not the one who takes every call. It is the one who knows which call can be flown and which one can kill the crew before they ever reach the patient. Eventually, the job becomes bigger than one helicopter, one patient, or one mission. At level 7, you are the chief EMS pilot. The flight bag, the headset, and the helmet now carry the weight of every mission, every crew, every patient. Your pay can reach $200,000 to $300,000 a year, but the responsibility is priceless. You coordinate multiple aircraft. You schedule crews for shifts that cross days and nights. You monitor weather, maintenance, and readiness. You train the next generation of pilots. You mentor your crews in how to handle emergencies before they even take off. Every decision you make affects whether lives are saved or endangered. Dispatch calls, patient updates, weather changes, and helicopter availability all flow through you. The best flight is invisible. The patient doesn't notice your decisions. The crew doesn't see the preparation. But every second of safety, every procedure, every pre-flight check is part of the system you run. At this level, the helicopter is no longer just a machine. It is part of a life-saving network. And you are the center. The strange truth about EMS aviation is this: the helicopter flies, the rotor spins, The mission succeeds, and most people never notice how close it came to failing. The patient is safe. The crew is safe. The hospital receives the patient on time. But behind every smooth flight, every calm landing, every mission that feels effortless, there was a decision, a calculation, a correction. A pilot anticipating danger before anyone else could. A team guided through chaos. The helmet you wore as a trainee? It's still here. The flight bag and headset? They carried more than instruments. They carried responsibility, experience, and lives. And when a new pilot straps on their helmet for the first time, you understand what they will feel, because you felt it too. The helicopter is theirs now. The responsibility remains yours. And the best flights are the ones nobody ever sees. Subscribe to Altitude Careers for more aviation career breakdowns.